Welcome to our financial literacy workshop series. Today we're going to talk about retirement planning. Super important topic, and Kathy Carroll, very kind again to volunteer her time to bring information about retirement. So in case you don't know what the center does, the Center for the Women of New York helps women overcome financial violence, social wellness, and legal issues by raising awareness and advocating for full gender equality for women, understanding their needs and connecting them with CWNY services, nonprofit partner organizations, and public resources to aid, uplift, and address our challenges. We have two locations, both are in Queens. We have a location in Queensboro Hall and one in Fort Totten, which is in Bayside, New York, also in Queens. Our current services now are referrals and advocacy program. So if you don't know if we offer a service and you're interested in learning, if we do, give us a call or email us. And if we don't offer the program, we'll guide you in the right direction. And as I said, we will make sure that you find the service that you're looking for. And I think Suzanne raised her hand. Suzanne, let me allow you to talk to make sure that everything is good before we go on. You should be able to talk.
I'm sorry, that was a mistake, Cecilia.
No problem. Welcome. I'm happy to see you.
Okay, same
no
here.
Problem. All right, so close here. If you would like to see any of our past virtual programs, you can find them in our website, cwny.org/past-events. And just go to our website and find, you will be able to find it on past events as well. If you have questions, we will make sure that Kathy answers your questions at the end of the presentation. If you, and you can put them in the chat now. Whenever, so you don't forget. To the end, you can also unmute yourself or raise your hand and we'll unmute you at the end of the presentation. If you dialed in and you'd like to ask questions, you can send us an email at events@cwny.org. And Lana, our amazing volunteer, thank you, Lana. She'll be monitoring the email. So we'll read the questions to Kathy. And now I will turn it over to Kathy. Kathy, again, thank you so much for bringing such an important topic. It's, oftentimes we go on our lives and we forget about planning, especially women who are very busy with so many tasks, raising children and work, and it is important to plan. So thank you. I'll turn it over to you, Kathy.
You're welcome, Cecilia. And thank you for having me again. And you're absolutely correct. This is a really important topic, especially for women who may just, be so involved, as Cecilia said, with daily activities that they don't think about the future too much. So our topic tonight is retirement planning. Retirement is a time of many decisions. The word retirement can mean many different things to different people. It can mean not working at a job or maybe working part-time. It can mean pursuing hobbies, volunteering, or traveling, and spending more time with family. No matter what one's view of retirement is, it is increasingly important to be sure that one has enough income to cover many years without a typical paycheck. Proper planning to maintain income during retirement will help all other plans fall into place more easily. The first question is when to retire. It seems among my associates that it seems like a wide range. Like many people are still working. Some people are starting to retire now. Other people are planning to retire many years into the future still. So, as per the Social Security Administration, the full retirement age is 66 if you were born from 1943 to 1954. The full retirement age increases gradually as if you were born from 1955 to 1960 until it reaches 67. For anyone born 1960 or later, Full retirement benefits are payable at age 67. Full retirement is the age when you're entitled to 100% of your Social Security, which is determined by your lifetime earnings. Due to the combination of different retirement ages and different work records, earnings and years of work, almost everyone receives a different amount of Social Security each month upon retirement. So there's like no set amount. What is Social Security? Social Security is an insurance program. Workers pay into the program, typically through payroll withholding when they work. That's, when you get your paycheck and you have federal, state, city, the one thing that always remains constant on everyone's paycheck is that everyone has to have Social Security and Medicare deducted from their weekly paycheck. Self-employed workers pay Social Security when they file their federal tax returns. This will be people like independent contractors, people with small businesses, and other types of self-employed people. Workers can earn up to 4 credits each year. For every $1,510 earned in 2022, one credit was granted up to $6,040, or 4 credits have been achieved. It's $1,640 up to $6,560 in 2023. It was increased. That money goes into 2 Social Security trust funds: the Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund, OASI, for retirees, and the Disability Insurance Trust Fund, DI, for disability beneficiaries. The disability beneficiaries are not retired people. Those are people that are disabled. So that's a different type of Social Security. These 2 funds are used to pay benefits to people who are currently eligible for them. The money that is not spent remains in the trust fund. This information came from Investopedia.com. Who is eligible? Workers who have paid into the Social Security system for at least 10 years become eligible for early retirement benefits at age 62. Waiting until your full retirement age, FRA, is between ages 66 and 67, depending on when you were born, results in higher monthly benefits. One can receive even more benefits if collecting retirement benefits are delayed to age 70, but benefits don't increase beyond age 70. This is important because if someone is eligible to retire at 67 and they just wait the 3 years until they become 70, if they can, many people can't or don't want to, but each year that you wait between 67 and 70, the government adds an extra 8% per year to your benefit. So it does wind up to be a pretty large increase between 67 and 70. Workers can get a projection of their benefits at different retirement ages by using a calculator that's provided on the Social Security website. That's www.ssa.gov. And this information is also from Investopedia. Social Security retirement benefits. How much you can get in your Social Security retirement benefit depends on your average indexed monthly earnings. This is called AIME. During your 35 highest earning years. So amounts will differ significantly among retirees. The average monthly benefit that people received this year in 2023 is $1,825. That's $21,900 annually. That's the average. Some people receive more than that, and some people receive less than that. Your annual amount increases by 8% for each year you delay collecting benefits, starting at age 62 and stopping at age 70. The benefit varies depending on when you begin taking it. The maximum monthly benefit for people age 62 is $2,572. That's $30,864 annually in 2023. It's $4,555, $54,660 annually for people age 70. So it's a huge difference. There's also a yearly cost of living adjustment made to Social Security benefits to keep pace with inflation. It did increase at the beginning of 2023 by 8.7%. Now, this is kind of a little tricky here because it increased by 8.7% in January of 2023, but it had not increased at all in the 3 years before that. So it's not like a given that it's going to increase every year. It depends on inflation, which, even though it's nicer to get more Social Security, also not so great to have inflation. Now, there are some drawbacks to early retirement, like retiring at age 62. You can get Social Security retirement benefits and work at the same time. However, if you are younger than full retirement age and make more than the yearly earnings limit, your benefit will be reduced. Starting with the month you reach full retirement age, your benefits will not be reduced, no matter how much you earn. The following earnings limits are used to reduce benefits. If you are under full retirement age for the entire year, $1 is deducted from your benefit payment for every $2 you earn above the annual limit. For 2023, the limit is $21,240. Now, this comes from the Social Security Administration website. That's Frequently Asked Questions, ssa.gov. This page might be a little confusing, but this is mostly applicable to people who start to take their Social Security when they're 62, and they may still keep working, because if they make more than this amount, this $21,240, they're going to lose some of their Social Security benefit. It'll get given back to them later when they get older. But it's really an issue, because if you start taking Social Security when you're 62, you're stuck with a lower benefit. And then if you're working, they actually take some of that money back from you too. So if you're a person that's retiring between 62 and 67, you really have to be very careful with this if you're still working. In the year you reach full retirement age, the deduction is $1 in benefits for every $3 you earn above a different limit. But earnings are only counted before the month you reach your full retirement age. So once you get to be 67, you don't have to be concerned about this anymore. If you reach full retirement age in 2023, the limit on your earnings for the months before your full retirement age is $56,520. So that's quite a bit of money. So most people wouldn't have to be concerned about that. But that lower limit for younger retirees is kind of concerning. Starting with the month you reach full retirement age, you can get your benefits with no limit on your earnings. So you can make any amount of money and they won't take any of your Social Security back. Use the retirement age calculator to find your full retirement age based on your date of birth. And then you can use the retirement earnings test calculator to find out how much your benefits will be reduced if you're still employed. And that's also from the FAQ at the ssa.gov. How much income is needed for retirement? This is an interesting question. The 2018 Retirement Confidence Survey by the Employee Benefit Research Institute found that 24% of workers are not at all confident that they will have enough money for a comfortable retirement. This is from State Farm Insurance website. Most retirees want to maintain their standard of living during retirement. To accomplish this, financial experts say you'll need between 70 and 80% of your pre-retirement income. So, for example, a couple earning $60,000 per year would need between $42,000, 60,000 times 0.7, and $48,000, 60,000 times 0.8 each year during retirement. That's also calculated from the State Farm website. Another consideration is how long one might live. People are generally in better health and living longer, more active lives than ever before. According to the Social Security Administration, A man reaching age 65 today can expect to live to 84, and a woman can expect to live to 87. These are only averages. 1 in 10 people will live past age 95, also from State Farm. So the question becomes, can retired people live only on Social Security benefits, which are guaranteed to all who qualify? The answer is no. Although Social Security is very important, retirees must have additional sources of income as well. And this was just a chart that was from the State Farm website, and it's showing at what age people should start saving and how much they should already have saved at that point in time. I feel that this is a little overly optimistic, especially based on my personal experience and the tax returns that I do and see. But basically, it's saying that by the time you're 67 years old, whatever your salary was, you should have 10 times that amount already saved. So, as I say, I think this is very overly optimistic, particularly in today's economic conditions, but it gives you a wake-up call about what might be needed to save for future reference. Other types of retirement income that are needed, in addition to monthly Social Security income, would include distributions from 401k plans, IRAs, and company pensions. 401ks and IRAs involve a certain amount of planning by the individual over the work career in order to maximize benefits. Company pensions, which are becoming less common in the private sector, are established and administered by the employer. Throughout one's work career, contributions to a 401k can make a significant difference when retirement time comes. 401k programs provide investment through payroll deductions and reduce the individual's taxable income while they are still working. Most 401k investments are tied to mutual funds and the stock market, so their value can fluctuate up and down over time. This has been a big issue in the past year with the stock market going down substantially. A lot of people were getting very nervous about the value of their 401k going down, but over time, it will go back up. So it's really something that we don't have much control over. And certainly it's better to wait than to start pulling money out of a 401k. Total employer and employee contributions to all of an employer's plan are subject to an overall annual limitation. The lesser of 100% of the employee's compensation, or $66,000 for 2023. That was increased from $61,000 for 2022. And it was $58,000 in 2021, $57,000 in 2020, $56,000 in 2019. This was from irs.gov. That's a very good website too for a lot of retirement information and information on 401ks and IRAs. As you can see, it's been increasing significantly over the past 4 years. Went up $10,000. So the maximum contribution to a 401k for 2023 would be $66,000. In 1974, the Employee Retirement Income Security Act, which was called ERISA, created individual retirement accounts, IRAs. IRAs didn't always exist. Since that time, IRAs have become a very popular way for individuals to save additional funds each year toward retirement. Unlike 401ks, IRAs are usually directed by the individual through their own setup of an account at a bank or an investment company. There are two types of IRAs, traditional and Roth. The contribution limits were the same for both types of accounts in 2023. In 2023, you can contribute up to $6,500 of your taxable compensation, or if you were 50 or older by the end of 23, you may contribute $7,500 rather than $6,500. This is called a catch-up effect for people over 50. And this information is from Forbes.com. In addition to helping one save for the future, annual contributions to IRA accounts have tax benefits as well. For a traditional IRA, the tax benefit is immediate. A contribution will reduce one's adjusted gross income so that less tax will be payable in that year, right then and there. The tax bill will be reduced or the refund will be increased. This tax benefit will be seen on both the federal and state tax return. However, later in life, when money from the IRA is taken out, it will be taxable at that time. So it's helping now, but it's going to be taxable later with a traditional IRA. A Roth IRA is an individual retirement account that offers tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals in retirement. Roth IRA rules dictate that as long as you've owned your account for 5 years and you're age 59 and a half or older, you can withdraw your money when you want to, and you won't owe any federal taxes. That's from Vanguard Investor. However, a contribution to a Roth IRA does not have the immediate tax benefit of a contribution to a traditional IRA. There is no immediate deductibility for a Roth. The benefit is its tax-free distribution later in life. So you put the money in, it has tax-free earnings as long as you keep it there more than 5 years, but it doesn't help your taxes in any way, shape, or form. It's just that it is tax-free when you distribute it. Both the traditional and the Roth IRA annual contribution may be limited due to, number one, income, and number two, coverage by an employer-sponsored pension plan. In general, a single person or head of household earning $73,000 or less and covered by a pension plan can make a full contribution to a traditional IRA. That same person earning up to $129,000 or less can make a Roth contribution. Higher income persons and persons married filing jointly have different thresholds for contribution. A good chart detailing the different scenarios for both types of IRAs can be found at Forbes.com. Retirement accounts, whether they be IRAs or 401k, are meant to be just that, for retirement. Although these accounts can be very beneficial later in life, there are age restrictions for distribution of funds. The only time there is no penalty on distribution of funds from retirement accounts, this is the traditional IRA and the 401k, is between 59 and a half and 73. This upper age limit was increased from 70 and a half due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The penalty for early withdrawal of funds before 59 and a half is 10% of the distribution amount. So that kind of is like a little bit of a disappointment to people because they've been saving in the IRA or the 401k, and then they need to take the money out, maybe for a good purpose. And then, if they take out a substantial amount, 10% penalty could be pretty substantial. But there are a couple of exceptions to the 10% penalty. That would be for education, up to $10,000, first-time home buyer, and hardship. So there are a few ways to get out of the 10% penalty, but it's not that easy. Once you turn 73, you must start taking annual required minimum distributions. These are called RMDs from your traditional IRA or your 401k. Your first RMD must be taken by April 1st of the year following the year you reach age 73. Every year thereafter, you must take an RMD by December 31st. The amount of your RMD is calculated by dividing the value of your traditional IRA by a life expectancy factor as determined by the IRS. You can always withdraw more than the RMD, but remember that all distributions are taxed as income. If you don't make withdrawals, you'll be subject to pay a penalty. The new Secure 2.0, that's a bunch of IRS regulations. So the name of it is just the it encompasses all these different regulations that I'm reading about. But this is the new Secure 2.0, reduces the 50% penalty for missing an RMD, effective for RMDs in 2023. It does not impact missed RMDs in 2022. So you may say, why are we talking about 2022 now? It's 2023, and we actually did 2020, the taxes already for 2022. It's just that the rule was 50% penalty in 2022. So this is a pretty stiff penalty. This is for not taking the RMD. So if you're 74, let's say, and you forgot to take out a $5,000 distribution, the penalty for 2022 would have been $2,500. It's 50% of what the required distribution was. But now for 2023, they've decreased it. They cut it in half. So it's still a 25% penalty. So this is very important for retired people and older people to keep in mind about these RMDs, to make sure that they take them. Typically, the bank or investment company holding your retirement account will calculate your RMD each year so that you will know the correct amount to take out. Like, you don't have to guess, and you don't actually have to do the calculation with the IRS calculator either. The Roth IRA has no minimum distribution requirements or age limits for penalties. Many people are under the misconception that Social Security payments are not taxable, or that retired people do not have to pay tax or file a return. Every person whose income exceeds the taxable limit must file a return and pay tax no matter what their age. In addition, even though Social Security payments in and of themselves are not taxable, when added to other income such as pensions and IRA 401k RMDs, up to 85% of one's Social Security income may become taxable. IRS Publication 915 details the taxable status of Social Security and provides worksheets for tax calculations. That's at www.irs.gov. Now, another type of retirement income that's becoming less common is that over the years, most private companies have slowly changed policies regarding company pensions. In years past, private companies may have paid pensions for years of service upon retirement without contribution from the employee. Nowadays, there may be pensions partially funded by the company with contributions from the employee as well, or there may be no company pension at all. That's one of the reasons 401ks are becoming much more prevalent, that almost everyone has them. This situation is what gave rise to the creation of 401k plans and IRAs. Government jobs, such as police, firemen, sanitation, teachers, they still receive pensions upon retirement. These pensions provide important retirement income. Pensions received by city, state, and federal employees are fully taxable on the federal level each year. However, in New York State, pensions of this type are not includable in one's income on their state tax return, and New York State also does not tax any portion of Social Security. Among the new developments coming in are that beginning in 2025, this Secure 2.0 Act expanded automatic enrollment in retirement accounts. The rationale for this is that automatic enrollment in 401k plans has been shown to increase participation. I'm not too sure if that's really accurate, but basically what this Secure Act did was, it's like they're saying, okay, you don't have an option to get into a 401k plan. You're going to be automatically in as soon as you get hired. So I believe that there is an option to opt out, but you are automatically in. You don't have to decide whether you want it or not. And that information is from kiplinger.com. Thank you for your participation in our CWNY Financial Literacy Series webinar this evening. Our next webinar will be Wednesday, June 21st, which is the first day of summer. So hoping you can join us then, and we will be announcing the next topic.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Definitely like so many details and information that we all need to know. It's a lot.
It is a lot. There's even a lot more than that. That's really just an overview. This is very, very complicated stuff.
Yes, absolutely. I'll now would like to open it to any questions that anyone may have. Feel free to raise your hand and we can unmute you. I hope you're not overwhelmed with all the information. It's super useful, and thank you for bringing it to our level. I see someone. I thought someone raised their hand, but I lost it. Lana, did you see anyone? Any hands? Yes, Carol. Please feel free to unmute yourself.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I have several questions, but I think my most important one is I'm 76. I'm still working, right?
Right.
And you said that it's based on what you get in Social Security is based on your best 35 years. And then you also said the benefits don't increase after you're age 70. But as I understand it, I have some very low numbers from my best 35 years included when I was a lot younger and I was a adjunct or a graduate assistant and stuff like that. And I was making $7,000 a year and $10,000 a year. So some very low annual amounts are in my best 35. As I understand it, if I work everything now over 70 is much higher than, and so that my average will get better because my low ones will drop off and won't be averaged in my best 35. And instead, my best 35 will include several years of what I'm making now, which is much higher. So I'm under the impression that my Social Security benefit can increase because of the average getting higher for my best 35 years. Is that correct?
I'm sorry to make you unhappy, but I don't believe that is the case. I mean, certainly we can check that. We could double check that with Social Security. But my understanding of it, over the years has been that the calculation of the benefits stops at 70 because that's when you are supposed to. You absolutely have to stop. You have to start taking Social Security at 70. Like you can't wait till you're 76. So they don't.
I started taking it, but it's my best 35 years.
Right.
But what I earned last year and the year before that is a hell of a lot more than what I earned when I was 25 and 26, So if those drop off of the 35 years, and then the higher ones would get averaged in, it would seem like I would get a higher check.
No, that's not the way it works because how it works is they calculate it when you actually took it. And the calculations stop at 70 because you already have it. You're already receiving it. So
yeah, but I could quit taking it so that I could get higher.
No, you can't do that. Once you start taking it, you can't go back and stop it. That's not allowed.
Okay. How can I find out about this for sure?
You can call the Social Security Administration. They have an office. I'm not sure where you're located, but they have an office in Flushing on Barclay Avenue. And they
I'm in Manhattan, but
okay. So maybe you could call the office in Manhattan that's near you, but they actually do have people that are very helpful and do answer the phone. So I think that you should double check with them because I certainly don't want to tell you the wrong thing. But my understanding of it all along has been that the calculations end at age 70 because that's when you have to start.
Yeah, my understanding, somebody at Social Security told me what I'm just repeating to you. That's where I got the idea. I didn't make it up in my own head.
Oh, no, that's fine. Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So
no, I don't know what's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kathy, would it be okay if Carol sends us an email and we forward that?
Yeah, about what she finds out. Absolutely. Sure.
Okay.
Definitely. Because
So,
if there is a different answer to that, then that'll help everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Lana, can you please put the info email address in the chat? So, Carol, you can send us an email there. We'll make sure to send an email to everyone with that answer when we have it.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you, Carol.
Okay, so now, Suzanne, you can unmute. You're already unmuted.
Yes, yes. You had said about the numbers at age 60, eight times your annual salary, and at 67, 10 times your annual salary, and that you didn't really agree with that. What do you think is a more a better number for calculation?
It's not that I don't agree with it. I just think, I mean, I would love to agree with it, but I think that that chart is being very overly optimistic because, you know, if you've been following the webinars over the past, you know, year or so that we've been having them, other webinars, we've been, you know, dealing with these figures where it says that, you know, people only have like $1,000 in savings for emergencies or less than $1,000. So it's just that it seems that it is very, very difficult for people to save money. But, you know, then this is a different type of savings because it is from 401ks and investments and things like that. But if someone is making $100,000 and is 67 years old, I really don't think they're going to have $1 million in 401k. I think that probably a more realistic figure would be half of what they're talking about.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much for your question.
Okay.
Do you have a follow-up? Suzanne? I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you have something else?
No, I'm good. I'm good now. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And now we have Marisol. Marisol, feel free to unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Hi, Marisol.
Hey, Kathy. Hi again. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. Sure, my pleasure.
So, you know, I had a early retirement package, which was 55-25. I'm 60 now, but my issue is with my 401k plan through the New York City Health and Hospital Corp. I only took for the first time because, you know, you could take out when you're 59 and a half.
Right.
And
with no penalty.
Right. With no, well, I didn't know. I thought there would be no penalty, but I took out 10,000 and I only got 8,000. So they take quite a chunk. They take 20%. So my question is, I don't know what to do right now because with Biden, I mean, the economy goes up and down. And the last time I lost almost 5,000, like, what should I do? Should I take out the money? Should I put it in IRA? I don't know what to do.
Well, see, that's a tricky question too. And that's also like one of the things that I was saying in the webinar, that the stock market does go up and down and people panic. And then you may want to take the money out. But now in your case, you're not going to get a penalty because you're over 59 and a half. But the thing is, then if you take it out, you know, the chances are the stock market may go up again, as it usually does. So then you have the money out. And the only way you would not be paying tax on that is if you wanted to put it in a different investment. Like, let's say the stock market's going down and you have another investment that you believe will do better. Let's say like an IRA, like a personal IRA. You would have to do a direct rollover to the new IRA or the new investment, retirement investment. Has to still be a retirement account, even though you're the right age. Because if you do anything other than a direct rollover, then you're going to pay tax on what you took out. So that's like a multifaceted question. My thought on that would be to just leave the money in there and just wait to see what happens. You know, say that the stock market usually does recover, and these are long-term investments we're talking about. So
sure. Yeah, I noticed last month, because I get it quarterly, that it did go up. So yeah.
Yeah, things are getting a little bit better again. So
yeah. All right. Thanks, Kathy.
You're welcome.
All right. I wanted to go back to Carol. Carol, you said that you had more questions. So feel free to ask if we don't have anyone else raising their hand, I think. Unless,
Okay, thank you.
go ahead. And please, anyone else that would like to ask questions, raise your hand. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay. If I'm since I'm 76, do I have to own the Roth IRA for 5 years? Without,
Yes.
I still have to own it for 5 years.
Yes.
So I better get one now because I'm
Yes.
going to be 81 before I
Right.
can take it.
Right. You could, right, for you to take it tax-free. Even if you did take it before the 5 years, it's only the earnings that are taxable. It's just that if you have it for 5 years, all of it's not taxable, the principal and the earnings. But the Roth IRA, the principal is never taxable.
Okay, I have another question about the Roth, and that is, I have one, but I have one through my job, but I also try to get another one at my bank. And the bank guy at Chase says that the only kind of IRA that they have is invested in something that is not FDIC insured. Is there such a thing as an IRA, Roth IRA, that's just like a CD or something? I don't want to invest it in anything that's not FDIC insured. I have zero risk tolerance.
No, I tell you, I don't blame you, especially with these banks failing. You definitely
I
want
know,
to
right?
everything FDIC insured. That's for certain. I would check with a different bank. I'm not real. I mean, Chase is huge. I really don't know why, they would not have a Roth IRA that is FDIC insured. I mean, they're a bank product. So
Yeah.
I would say check with a different bank. That would be my
Okay.
answer to that.
Okay, thanks. I don't have any more questions now.
Carol, thank you for the questions.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any other questions? Feel free to raise your hands again. I'll take the chat. I don't see anything. And let me share my screen again. So thank you so much, Kathy, again, for this, retirement. It was really great. I'm glad that we had questions. We will follow up. Carol, feel free to write to us. The email address is in the chat, but I'll share it in a second as well. I don't think we finished saying like the programs that we had before for some reason. But as you know, we had the financial literacy workshop series. I know I mentioned the referrals. We have career workshop series on Tuesdays at noon. I believe it's the second Tuesday of the month, but you can check that on the website. Register. We have women in crisis and caregiver support groups. One-on-one tax preparation assistance that's passed now for this year, but we'll have it again, hopefully with Kathy's generosity next year.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. We have a gardening and sustainability workshop series on Thursdays, every Thursday at our Fort Totten Bayside Queens location. We have conversational ESL classes, a legal support team, a yoga class, also in the Bayside location, and we have self-esteem workshops on the second Thursday of the month. I think it is, Lana. I think it is the second but you can check that on the website again. We didn't have it this month because of our gala, which was fantastic. So thank you to everyone who supported that. It was a great event. If you'd like to join us as a member, there are all our paid or suggested donations programs have discounts for members. It's only $25 a year, and you get great benefits from it. So, and it supports our programs, so we can continue offering them. And we're also working on new programs as well. We'll have parenting workshops and parenting support groups starting in the fall. If you'd like to contact us, here's our website. I already mentioned the 2 locations, but feel free to take a quick picture. And here's again the email address. It's info@cwny.org. Excuse my allergies are terrible today. We're also on social media, so feel free to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And we have a podcast that we're working on continuing soon. Now, I just want to thank everyone for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you again, Kathy. Thank you, Lana.
You're welcome.
Thank you to everyone who asked questions.
Thank you, Lana.
Now have a great night, and hopefully we'll see you all soon.